Hello, what's up, guys? Welcome to the show. Today we're going to be doing questions and answers. Ask me anything, guys. We're here in the studio, but I'm going to go ahead and enlarge the screen. We got Bitcoin right over here. Yeah, so we got Bitcoin right over here, and we're going to be putting Bitcoin up on the background. I got Ethereum up too. We can kind of just switch behind them in the background if you guys have any questions. That's the purpose of today's session. So, whatever you've been struggling with, if there's some kind of obstacle in your way, if you're having problems understanding a strategy, maybe I'm not familiar with strategy, but I can try and help you out with it. I specialize in day trading. So if you have any questions about trading, I'll more than likely be able to help you with that. Your questions can be about anything really, how I got here. I know a little bit about NFTs, some blockchain, some mining. Not real, not an expert in those fields, but I'll do my best to help you. So without further ado, guys, all you have to do to ask your questions, by the way, drop them in the comments. So what I'm gonna do to start off the show, because usually, hey, what's up, TCal? He says the setup is on fire, my man. First time I see the studio. Yeah, one of the developers from Crypto University. Where's it at? Right there. One of the developers from Crypto University made this little backdrop. So I mean, we got the green screen going on. It's just a green screen here. Obviously, I'm in a little box, but it's a cute little setup for whenever I'm talking to you guys. I think it's fucking dope, and I can put different stuff on the screen here too. So I can actually put like videos and stuff up on here. So right now it's just a still image, but we can. We're learning, right? This is the beginning. So we're trying to get a little more advanced and professional with you guys. Hey, what's up? See Ricky Spanish in here, and Diva Meg says smiley face. Shout out Diva Meg, that's my baby girl. Hope you enjoyed your lunch. All right, and Ricky Spanish is our Jamie for the JRE podcast. So Ricky Spanish is on the set. Ricky, why don't you get us over to the corner cam? Thanks, Ricky. All right, my man. All right, so here we got this is Bitcoin. We're on the 1 minute. I'm just gonna do a quick rundown about some BTC possibilities, and then you guys, hopefully that'll open you up to ask some questions. But yeah, that's what we're gonna go ahead and start with, because usually the questions and answers are kind of dry until somebody starts asking questions. So start off with a quick structural analysis of Bitcoin. So we can see, if we look into the 4 hour time frame, that it's been in a downtrend for quite a while. The EMAs are trending underneath each other. 100 and 200 are obviously on top. 50 and 200 haven't crossed, so it's pretty strong downtrend. But we're running into what is pretty much the last layer of support, which is going to be the previous swing low. Back in June, we saw that price went to about 17,500 for BTC. Made this cool little bear flag pattern. If I turn this on real quick, we can see a little bit better. There we go. So I made this little bear flag pattern here, and it broke out. Since then, it's been forming lower highs, lower lows. We had that break up there, which is a little bit of a breakthrough and created a higher high, but ultimately we're still on a downtrend here as prices continue to trend underneath the moving averages for some time. Excuse me, guys, one sec. Gotta mute this. Dogs are starting to get a little too rough. They're roughhousing back there, starting to get a little too rough, making noise. I don't want them barking on the stream. All right. So anyway, looking at the market structure again, we see it broke out of that bear flag there, and I'm going to go ahead and turn that off so we could just focus about where we are here in the levels that we're looking at. So some of the immediate levels from the recent price action, and this is just kind of like you have to think about this logically. There must be logic and reason in this. If we're projecting like a 1 year, 4 year figure, we can look at historical highs and lows. But if we're trying to project recent, or if we're trying to project immediate price action, then we have to look at the most recent price action. So here are some of the levels from recent price action. Price fell to low there, and was a high there. Kind of bridged a little gap in this drop. So this could be a resistance zone where we find resistance somewhere in the future. Same thing here. We've seen a little bit of support, and we extend this zone over just to some degree. I don't know how long we're going to be in this area, so I just kind of scooted them over for a little bit. I expect that we might see some upwards trends in October, because usually October is October. We're getting to the end of September here, and we're along a low. So I think I wouldn't rule out a move to 17.5K. If it does come down and create a lower low, we're going to need to be skeptical that price doesn't continue lower, because if that's the case, it could do something like this, which would technically be a downtrend. And here, everyone gets hopeful. Every time it comes up, this is hope. And it's like, this is the end of the bull run. And if we look at this one, this is I'm not saying, or end of the bear run. I'm not saying this was, and I haven't said this is going to be yet. I want a little bit more information, but we need to be careful of that. If it creates a lower low than this one, we need to be careful, because then we can run into a scenario where it's just a larger picture downtrend, pullback, and continuation. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Right now, we need to worry about this swing low. Whenever price reverses direction, knocks out this high and this high, if we could see price come up here without creating a low and break this high here, then I'll be feeling a little bit better. If price can do this, come up, create another high, then we're going strong. Then we're starting a bull run. It's not full rally yet. Obviously, there's a lot of gains here and there in altcoins. You can see fucking when Bitcoin does 3, 5, 7%, some altcoins do 28, 40, 60%. So, you got to pick your battles. But looking at Bitcoin in the immediate range, these are some of your horizontal support and resistance targets based upon this price action. We've pretty much already explored these highs and lows here, trending through here. So as long as these prices trading below these lines on the 4H and daily time frames, because those are pretty strong indications. On the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, even on the up to the 1H, you have some 50 or golden cross and death crosses that could indicate short-term trend reversals. But in the larger picture, we need to look at 4 hours at least, and the daily time frame too, because that's going to give us a different piece of information that we might not be observing if we're on smaller time frames. So as long as the 50, 100, and 200 are descending here, they're all going down. Let's see, all going down and below each other, and price continues to trade underneath the 200 EMA here. We see the candlesticks pop above the orange line. That means price is trading above the 200 EMA. So as long as price is continuing to trade above there and these open up, if this little image would have continued and they continue to rise up in that direction, then it's indicative of an uptrend. If price would have come back here, touched, and continued in ascent, continued to trade along the 200 EMA, then that would be indicative of uptrend continuation. But here it jumped back down, which is indicative of downtrend continuation. So until we start to see something like that, no reason to invest your life savings in any long positions. But don't worry, you can still make money on short positions. We were just trading earlier in Crypto University, and I got a couple trades knocked out on Ethereum's volatility. That shit was bonkers. Could have done a little better, but ultimately walked away with some profits. So never a bad day when you walk away with profits, even if it's a minuscule amount of profits. Some like 2% for the session. We were there for like 2.5 hours, but whatever, it is what it is. Sometimes we have losers, sometimes we have winners, sometimes we just thankful to trade another day. So with that analysis on BTC, I'm gonna go ahead and take a drink. We don't have any, I got vitamin water, but I'm not drinking it right now. We got Texas natural spring water, but not looking for a sponsorship for them. We'll just give them a shout out. Shout out Hill Country Fair. But your boy Vitamin Water, we need someone from Vitamin Water to reach out to us. So let me see what these comments are looking like. Oh shit, we got a lot of people and questions and comments now. Cool. Maybe. I don't know. Where are we at? All right. This is a Q&A session, guys, by the way, so ask any questions. And Larisha Adonis says, nice setup. Thank you. I think that was referring to the stage that we were on. And Fun Sound the Video Game says, hello, best copy training? Fun Sound in Video Games, if you mean best copy trading, there's a lot of different copy traders and a lot of different exchanges. You can log in, sign up with anyone, really. I think Bybit even has a copy trading program now. You can just look at the top traders and choose who you want on every exchange, no matter what you use. You probably don't have to migrate to an exchange. Maybe not every exchange offers it, but I think Bybit does. I know BitGet does. So, if you're not on an exchange that offers copy trading, you can just research one. Make sure it's a trusted one. Don't go depositing your funds into an exchange you've never heard of before. Try to find a trusted exchange. Do your research. find one that offers copy trading, and you can see the statistics of the copy traders. So, you can pick the best one by there. But off the top of my head, I don't know who the best copy trader in the world is. And TCal says, I'll shoot my question first then. It looks like you were second. But anyway, what's your preference in terms of strategy and combination of indicators when it comes to scalping as opposed to day trading? That is a wonderful question, brother. Awesome. So my preference when it comes to scalping, I like to use the EMAs kind of like as my ranges. So whenever I'm looking at, let me go back over to the 1 minute here so I can kind of talk about this in a way that makes sense. So I like to use my EMAs as my ranges, right? So also I'll use RSI, MACD, ADX as confirmations. But like as a strategy, there's a really simple one that I love to trade is a divergence strategy. So if I'm looking at the chart and I can see a divergence, which very, simply means that I could see price, the candlesticks form a difference where if candlesticks are going lower and RSI is going higher, that's a divergence. If candlesticks are going higher and RSI is going lower, that's a divergence. I think I have a picture of divergence somewhere, but I'm not going to try and dig around for it right now. I need to favorite it so I can get it on standby for you guys. But right here, we can see that first line I drew, the slope of this line is going down. And the slope of this line is going up. So that's indicative to me that I can try to go for a long position. And if I'm waiting right here, somewhere for a break in this market structure or to get above the 9 and 26 or the cross, then it becomes like a surf strategy. So I'm surfing on like the 9 and 26, and as long as they stay above, then I can stay in the trade. So in this particular instance, I probably would have gotten out somewhere around right here. Like, I know this is past data and it's trying to call something like that, but just for example, you can see if I rewind this to here, and even if I'm like a couple candlesticks late on the divergence, I want to make sure it's real, the RSI is coming up, I can see, all right, if it breaks, here, this is a short-term resistance, so we're combining a little bit of tools, from our toolbox, right? Got to know some market structure, a little bit of trend line analysis. But anyway, we see this here, and we're like, okay, so whenever it breaks up, we're going to go for it. Looks like it's crossing, so we shoot up on that. And then we know we can use this as a target, this as a target, and this as a target. Because we know ultimately it's a downtrend. We're taking a counter trend trade, and potentially the last layer of resistance is going to be along the 200 EMA. So it's like, TCal, I believe you're in the Crypto University server. So the trend surf strategy actually does have rules. And, for every strategy, there should be a set of rules. You can come up with your own. You can follow one that exists. But basically, whenever you're following a strategy, you should try to make sure that all your entry conditions are met, which means the reasons that you would enter a trade, like I said here, just for example, when I have divergence, that's an indication that I could take a counter trend trade. And if I have a EMA cross here, or depending upon what is going on here in my other technicals, like this is an already extended bullish trend, it's not at the start of a bullish cross, that could tell me, hey, you know what, the trend might be reversing soon, so I got to be careful about where I trail my stop loss and things like that. So just depending upon what information is given to me, I can see, this is still a bullish trend as long as it's not, the signal is not underneath, and the histogram is not flipped down, it's not red, the signal is not trending underneath. Here's a bullish trend, even though it's a short uptrend, and this was a stronger downtrend here, we can see in the MACD. But laying on top of it, for me, that's the best way that I like to scalp. So, if price gets rejected from one of these EMAs, then I know if it crosses over here, I'll pretty much be out of the trade. And we'll try to set up like, to target where the EMAs are on each side and try and like surf the short term, ride it into the long term for resistance. So let me see if I can get that up in our Discord server real quick. I know we have it somewhere right here. So trend surf strategy. So I'll throw this on our screen real quick. So this is our Crypto University Discord server. Let me just drop the link if you guys want to join, invite people. I will copy post it in the chat real quick, and I'll get to your other guys' questions as well. So there we go. If you want to join our Crypto University server and check out this strategy, you can review this for free. We offer quite a bit of good information for free, And here you can see all the rules of the surf strategy that I was just talking about with photos, to help walk you through the strategy. So this is like one of my favorite strategies. And here in the strategy, I actually talk about using it on the 15-minute time frame. So, that's a really good time frame for me to use it on. But I also break it down and use it on the 1-minute time frame. So here, whenever we're looking at, I reference the 1H and 15-minute. So now, in essence, whenever I'm scalping, we're going to be looking at 15-minute, 5-minute, 1-minute. So you can compare the time frames relatively, where your 15-minute is your, in the strategy that, as it's discussed, as it's written right here, we can see, like I said, the 15-minute chart must be on a clear downtrend. So we're going to say the 1-minute chart must be on a clear downtrend. And then the 1-hour chart must be on a clear downtrend. So this is going to be the 15-minute chart, right? So you have to use the time frames that are relative to the ones you're trading. You can bump this up too, but I wouldn't go too high with it. I'd probably say I'd cap out 1-hour replacement and a 4-hour here. It'll still work on the daily and weekly, but then you have these wide gaps where new information is created and you have to consume it, so it creates flaws in the strategy. I personally like to use it on a smaller time frame. But yeah, you can check that out for free. And I'll go ahead and move this back over here now. All right. Yeah, and Crypto University made that studio that we were in at the beginning of the show. They made that, man. The developers made that from Crypto University. So, we got to give them props. All right, so where are we at now, guys? We need some more questions, too, to keep this event going. TCal, that was a great question. We need some more questions from you guys. TCal says, my preferred time frames for scalping. Yes, sir. My preferred time frames are going to be 1 minute is where I usually, I'm watching, kind of the pulse of whatever asset I'm looking at. And I'll use 5 minutes as my larger window and then 15 minutes as, what's going on in my bigger picture. Because if I'm looking at a 4-hour candlestick and trading on the 1 minute time frame, there's a lot of 1-minute candlesticks in that 4-hour candlestick. So, in the 1-hour time frame, there's going to be 60. In the 15-minute time frame, there's going to be 15. So I can see, hey, if I'm looking at the 15-minute, it's right up against some resistance, whatever, some shit like that. I'm betting on one candlestick, the very next candlestick for the 15-minute time frame. Then I drop down into the 5-minute to get a little bit closer look. I can see a little bit more of the pathway, and then I get into the 1 minute. I can see the literal heartbeat of the pulse of the asset. I'm like, all right, I know here are where it could go in the next 15 minutes here and here, where it can go in the next 5 minutes, and now I'm on the 1 minute riding into those directions, one of those directions. So it becomes pretty easy whenever you scalp like that. That's kind of how I scalp. There's a lot of ways to do it. That's not the only way. You can still use market structure, but that's my preferred method. Or I'm sorry, my preferred time frames are going to be 1, 5, and 15 minutes for scalping. 1 is going to be the execution time frame. 5 minutes is just kind of, looking at what's going on right ahead of me, and then 15 minutes is my bigger picture view. So, my favorite time frames. Larisha Donna says, yo, my PC messing me around. PC crashed like the charts. No. So using the wife tablet. Oh, G-Man. I was wondering. I was like, Larisha Donna is calling me bro. I was like, kind of sounds like a chick's name, but all right. Maybe she's one of the bros. What up, G-Man? Shout out, G-Man. He's one of our supporters, but looks like he's on his wife's account today. Decal says, got it, bro. I'm on the spot server only. I'll join crypto. What? You didn't know about Crypto University server? Yeah, man. Check it out. I didn't want to put too much stuff that's not in the spot because that's actually, I wrote this, the strategy that I showed you earlier, I wrote it on a blog. And then I put it into the Discord server to make it easier for people to access because I knew a lot of people really wouldn't go to our website. I mean, some people do find it, through Google search, through our website, whatever. But a lot of people don't just normally read through our blogs. So I wanted to put some of the ones with the most pertinent information in a place where it'd be easily accessible. And that's why it's there. Alex Cordova says, I just stole from my mom's purse for this tip. Alex Cordova, that's a good call, brother. Just let her know that you'll get her back with some interest in the next peak at the all-time high. Just make sure that you're paying attention to the streams though, because we're gonna let you know whenever shit's getting a little spicy. Oh man, that's gonna be a crazy run up. I still don't know if we're at the bottom, honestly. Some people said the bottom's come and gone. That's when we were at like 22K, and they're not talking so loud right now. But I'm waiting for a little bit more signals. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, if you want to back up and see Bitcoin's analysis, I'll transfer over to Ethereum now so we can see what Ether is doing. I'm not going to do an analysis on it, but I mean, unless somebody asked that question, because this is questions and answers, by the way, or AMA, ask me anything. So, doesn't have to be technically about crypto trading, but I could answer that for you. I could try to. It could be about, ask me anything, I guess, technically. What's my pet rhino's name? You guys know I have a pet rhino? No, I'm just kidding. I don't have a pet rhino. That'd be cool, though. Let me see here. Ricky Spanish is laughing. Chinedu Okoro says, good evening, house. Boss G-Man Eddie Word. What's up, brother? Chinedu Okoro. Was that right? Did I get pretty close on that pronunciation? How you doing, brother? And my boy Tika says, I think we're going to have a double bottom around 17K and bottom out. That would be cool. I'll buy it at 17K, but I would really like to go cheaper so I could get a little bit more. I don't really think it could break 10K. Not this time around. I don't know. If it did, it'd be it'd be so quick and flashy, maybe down into like 8,800 range, and then be like, and then that would be it. If it broke below 10K, I would go extremely hard on the opportunity with whatever I have laying around immediately. But I don't foresee that. Potentially, I could probably see 14K realistically, but that is if we get past this current swing low. Right now, we're playing the current swing low. We're not looking at 14K yet. Pay attention to 17.5K. Not trying to scare anyone. Remember, we can always short a currency and make money on the way down. You can short it in a spot bag if you own it. If you don't own it, you can short it in a futures account. So don't be scared just because I'm saying it might go down. But that's what we're looking at, guys, for BTC. And we talked about that a little bit earlier. I think TCal was here. And he says that 17K bottom out. That would be lovely. I would love to see that. Chinito says, fine, boss. Am happy to be here. I hope I pronounced that name right. Just looks, been watching a little bit of anime. It's probably not Japanese. I'm giving it like a Japanese accent. But I think if, you want it, you can type the pronunciation in that and I'll, that's an outstanding name. I should be able to remember you in the future if you show up again. I know a couple of guys around here. Oh, obviously too, T-Cow. We got T-Cow here. Shout out T-Cow. He's a supporter. You can see his name's green. He's got that blue symbol on his name like a thug. If we go down no less than 12K, probably. Shoot. Enrique says for 10K, I'll sell my son. Dang. Sell my son. Janito says your thoughts on Rune. So, I mean... as far as technically goes, I don't really have a projection on it. I'm only basically aware of the fundamentals. It doesn't really seem like it's going to be replacing any cryptocurrency as a major form of payment between, peers, but it is pretty quick and you can get transactions secured on it pretty quickly. So, I don't really like to speculate too hard on altcoins because the future is really very uncertain for Bitcoin, if we're just being honest. We're looking at Bitcoin to replace the US dollar or, fiat in general, not just the US dollar, but, my main currency is, I live in America, my main currency is US dollar. The global reserve currency currently is US dollar, so a lot of people have to relate to that anyway, but even your local fiat currency, Bitcoin is meant to replace that. So I can safely say that I can invest in Bitcoin safely over space and time. Rune, I'm not holding it at all. I don't have any interest in it. Sometimes if it pops, I don't even have it on my watch list. Sometimes if it pops up on the gainers or losers, I'll see if there's a trading opportunity around it. Like, I'm not biased against trading any coin because there could be an opportunity in any altcoin. Now, I like to try and preach that you should trade coins that you're familiar with. Like right here, whenever I start up my Dealio, my trading view, I always check a couple coins. So I have a couple ones on my watch list here, and that's just part of my routine. But if I can't find an opportunity there, I'll go to like the gainers and losers, or anyway, just see what's pumped or whatever the fuck. If Rune was on that list and it had pumped, then I would try to short it. Or if Rune was on that list and it was down like 24%, it got dumped by some whale, some fundamental event happened and there was some news around it, maybe I'll try to get a long recovery position. So, I don't have any long-term opinion about it. The only real cryptocurrency that I can safely wager on into the future is Bitcoin. I have some holdings in different altcoins, but I'm trying to phase them out. I got a little screwed on the Ethereum merge, so that's kind of something I was always worried about was going to happen. I didn't even need Ethereum, so I'm like, why do I have all this Ethereum for? So we got to do something about that. But yeah, I don't really particularly care too much for Rune. Not saying it's a bad investment. Maybe I just don't know enough about it. Hell, it could surpass some of the other cryptocurrencies that are on the top 100 now. I don't know. So that's what I got for Rune. And then Israel De Leon. Hey, what's up, brother? First time you commented on the stream. Welcome back to another one. Israel says, thinking we dip into 17, 16K and then right up to 36K before we go deeper. 10K-ish. Shoot, man, that's a range, bro. That's a range. I don't know. I think if we were to get above 36K, that would be, or above 30K, that would be pretty strong positive for BTC. We'll go ahead and take a look at that really quick. Man, that is quite the journey. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at that. That is quite the journey. All right, so yeah, that's fucking huge. Okay, so here's 36K. All right, so dip into 17, 16K, and then 36K, 14K. All right, so that's a wild ride. I don't even know how much time it could do that. Let's just say it starts going up in October, and it pumps a shitload. Okay, so we're back at the 30K resistance. Damn, when was that there? Price was just there not that long ago? Okay. Well, when we look at the daily time frame, it seems like it's not that long, but we'll see. Okay, so 36K comes up. There's probably going to be some up and down. Then it comes down all the way to 10K. Holy shit. Alright, so from here, it would probably have to do some shit like this. Move this over. And come up like that. Alright, so let's see what that looks like. I don't know, man. We got this strong resistance right here. Let me just go ahead and throw that on my bigger picture. Yeah, that's some strong resistance right there. So I guess your theory states that we find support, turns into a strong uptrend. People are convinced it's the bull run, and that is the low. Then there's a lot of fucking profit taking right here. People start taking profits here, then major shorts enter. Then price crashes down. Everyone says, all right, we're not going there. This is it. It's over. Everyone starts selling out. I told you this wasn't the bull run mentality develops. Then we come in through here to the swing low, about 10K, possibly dipping down where I said maybe 8,800. Right here is the 10K mark. Based on your hypothesis. Then price starts to recover. Then we get the full belief that that was the bottom because that was a crazy fucking bottom and everyone's emotionally wrecked. People are liquidated. Someone probably committed suicide and someone's girlfriend probably left them. Lots of crazy shit happened, but price is recovering and then everyone has put their hopes and belief into Bitcoin and then we break up again. All right. That sounds like a reasonable theory. And it wasn't my theory. I was just playing it out. Israel De Leon sounds like that's what he has in his head. Maybe this time frame's a little shoddy. I don't know. It could happen over any time frame, but that's the story Israel De Leon is telling. All right, that was fun actually. It's not too far fetched. I don't know. I like to take it a month or so at a time, and I like to play based off ranges. But that was interesting. So we'll see what we got here. Chinedu says, I'm Nigerian. You pronounce my name well. All right, Chinedu Okoro. My man, I did it. Hey, Nicholas Robinson says, yo, that's our boy Benson, right? I think he said his name was Benson. My man, welcome. Israel De Leon says, yep, one big W and then dump and wipe everyone out. Yeah, that would be... I already went too far back. It could happen. It could happen. 36K is... That's high, though. That's high. That's like almost 100%. I don't know, man. Quick money moves, a little bit of hyper longs. Everyone gets convinced. No one really wants to sell their positions. It could happen. It could happen, but I like to play a little bit of a shorthand game, a closer game, right? Because making projections into the distant future, or that's not even the distant future. 2023 is right around the corner. But I'm just saying, I like to make it go a little bit slower with what is in front of me, kind of day by day. If I'm looking at the daily time frame, just for reference, if I'm looking at the daily time frame, then I'm looking at what the next daily candlestick could do based upon what is happening. Where are we at in market structure? Is there a support or resistance line we're breaking? Something like that. So now that I see, where the next daily candlestick could be going, you can do it on the weekly time frame too. And you can do it on the monthly time frame. That's kind of how, you do the larger picture. But there we do it on the daily time frame, and we're like, all right, in the next day, in the next 24 hours, this could happen. My range could be here or here. So then we break down into the 4H and say, all right, what's the probability of it going here versus the probability of it going here based upon the information we have available to us. Oh, there we go. Couldn't put that on right. All right, perfect. Oh boy, where we at? Where we at? Yep, Nicholas says, yeah, buddy. See, I remember Benson. I remember Chineru too. Chineru Okoro. Very unique. I don't know if you're subscribed to me or not, if you'll ever be here again, but if I see you in the future, I'll remember that name. Chineru Okoro. Tikal says, the way you drew that makes it look so possible now. I mean, whenever you think about things, you have to you have to plot it and chart it. That's definitely reasonable. Just thinking about saying it out loud sounded a little bit like a farce, but I mean, yeah, it could be true. Just pop over the 200 EMA and then dip right back down real quick. It should do anything is possible. Fuck, anything is possible. I mean, it's highly unlikely we wake up tomorrow at Bitcoin at 100K, but I mean, it's possible. Some fucking whales conglomerate their money and they're like, we're gonna pump Bitcoin. I don't know. I can't see the future. No one can see the future. It's high. It's extremely unlikely that we're going to see a strong bullish move or a strong bearish move. Price could drop down to 10K tomorrow. 15K. Price could shoot up to 25K. Nobody fucking knows. No matter how much TA we do, we can only draw conclusions, and then once the time passed, we can see if we were right or wrong. So don't cap your mind. Let your mind wander. Where are we at now? I'm losing track of these comments. Oh, there we are. It's not too many. Israel DeLeon says, if you look on the weekly, it's all sell in that 36K range, and those sells need to get balanced out with buys. Just my opinion, though. That's a strong observation, dude. That's a wonderful observation. Look at Israel out there putting in that work. And there's nothing wrong with getting additional income, and everyone wants additional income, additional sources of information. You definitely want that, Like I said, I think I might have said it a little bit earlier in this stream, or maybe I was having a conversation with someone earlier, but, it's all based upon logic. We have the information available to us, and some people make decisions based upon a certain amount of information. Like me, I say TA is king. I pretty much almost always look at only TA. But some person can look at a fundamental observation or even a piece of information like Israel DeLeon noticed. That's still technical analysis. He looked at the sell orders in that range, thinks there should be some buys to be filled with it. So he's used a little bit more information, and he's reached a conclusion now. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. So that's fucking great to consume as much data as possible and then to make a conclusion. Just make sure that you're not consuming data you don't understand. Like if you don't know how to use these indicators, then they're not going to do you any help just to have them on your screen, If you don't know how to use something, or if you don't know what the information is telling you, then it's not going to be helpful to you. So make sure that when you're doing your research, if you have questions, if there's someone available to ask a question, leave a comment on an article if you read it and you didn't quite understand the article, but you want to. Not everyone really does that, but you can leave comments even on random ass articles on the internet. If it's a post you see on Instagram that's showing some information and you're like, wow, that resonated with me, but there was something I didn't quite understand, ask a question. Maybe the person who posted it doesn't see it, he doesn't answer you. Maybe someone else from the comment sees it and says, hey, I know the answer to that question. I'm going to leave a comment, So there's a lot of different ways you can gather information. Don't discount information. Let me see what we got here. T-Gal says, oh, and by the way, so if you're just dropping into the stream, this is a Q&A session. So if you need some information, you want to ask a question, questions and answers, ask me anything is right now. We're live. This is not a recording. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that because at one point it will be a recording and we won't be live. So shout out to you guys for watching this recording. If you're here during the live, then you're one of my mains. Thank you for being here during the live. I know some guys can't always come to every live, so y'all are my mains too if you're watching the recording. No hate. All love. All love. And we see T-Cal says, Luna taught us a lesson. I've been milking Loon C for the past week, living off its hype. I don't know if you meant to say Luna or that's like the other coin, but yeah. I dabbled around in that for like 5 seconds and I was like, you know what? I don't need this volatility. The volatility was fucking crazy though. It was crazy. It was there. You could have done a lot on spot. That's what I initially thought, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay away from this mess. I'm not trying to get caught up in that because I was spot trading, so it was a little bit harder to short. Ricky said, if Bitcoin hits 100K while I'm sleeping, I'm checking out of reality. You know, reality is a touchy subject itself. I wish I had a podcast to talk about things like that. I probably couldn't articulate well what I was thinking or feeling, but it would be fun to try. But yeah, reality is what you perceive it to be. If you think Bitcoin is worth 100K, you don't have to sell your Bitcoin until the market catches up to your belief. Because right now the market would offer you about 18K. It's just like selling a car or something like that. However much you believe it to be. If you want $10,000 for your car and some dude offers you $8,000, he tells you the market value is $7,000. He's like, this is $1,000 above market price what I'm offering you for this car. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what the market price is. I want 10K for this car, dude. And, give me the 10K or get lost. So if you don't want to sell your Bitcoin for until it gets to 100K, until the market catches up with you, then, that's your belief. It's worth 100K. Excuse me. If enough people believe that it's worth 100K, the market will catch up. Do we see where we're going with this? Do we see how logic influences the market price, right? People say, oh, fuck, Bitcoin's dropping. I need to sell it. I need to sell it before it goes down, and drives the price lower. But all these people holding Bitcoin, holding and waiting and believe, they said, nah, this shit's worth a lot. We just saw it go to 60K. It's probably going to be worth $100 one day. That belief is what gives Bitcoin its value, right? That doesn't exist in like the dollar or something like that. It's different. The government instills the value in a printed currency. Where if we were using coined weighted metals, I wouldn't have a fucking problem with it. But what's happening right now, at least in my country, is constitutionally illegal to print paper currency. And so I'm putting my belief in Bitcoin. And I believe that it is worth more than $100,000. I think Bitcoin's probably upwards of a $1 million to a $15 million asset. And some people are going to be like, $15 million per Bitcoin? You're fucking crazy, Deadly. And I'm like, nah, I'm not that crazy. It might not happen in my lifetime, but I bet you people are going to walk this earth one day and Bitcoin will trade at least at a value of $1 million. Market value is going to be at least $1 million per BTC. But that's far-fetched. That's a fucking speculation. Let's see where we are in the comments. Israel DeLeon says, if you draw a fin from 48K to 17K, we're below, I probably meant to say fib, we're below the 50%, which tells me we're at a relative discount. So I think we've got room to run. My man, I'm glad, I think you meant to say fib. I'm glad you said something about the fin. Nah, the fib. Let me see if I have, where's my Binance chart? I think it's on this one. Let me see if I can get something up for everybody. Oh, fuck. That's not the right one. I think it was this one. Damn it. Damn. See, I think it's here. No. Cycle projections? No. 2021 bull run? Fib? Perfect. All right, here's my fib. And this fib, oh no. All right, whatever. Looks like we're coming to the end of my prediction there. I don't want to try and slide it over right now, because you just saw it's going to fuck up the values. But anyway, see here, this fib I drew from the swing low of 2020 up to previous all-time high. Boom. 1966. And that's from Binance's all-time high. So if I come over to Binance real quick, I got a bunch of shit on my Binance chart. Don't judge. All right. Don't judge. It makes sense to me because I wrote it. But anyway, we're looking at Binance here. We got the previous all-time high, 19666. So coming right here, look at that. Boom. If we could just come over and look at the high range. What the fuck? Swear to God, it's always been 19666. I don't know how that happened. Anyway, place it down there. Previous all-time high. Let's just go ahead and adjust it for what it is. I'll do it based off this. Was I looking at a different chart? Was I looking at the same chart here? Let me see where that comes from. Damn it. I'm trying to scroll in a little bit better. I'm sorry, my aim's bad. Okay, there we go. It was from this chart, 19666. So I thought I pulled it from Binance chart, but I guess that's Bitstamp chart. Sorry, got a lot of data in my skull. Gets a little bit, sometimes I sleep, and when I turn over, the data just crosses over a little bit. So sorted it back out. Anyway, 19666 is going to be the all-time high there on Bitstamp chart. So then we go back over to the fib. We use the swing low, which was COVID low, COVID crash, all-time high projection there, our previous all-time high, and then we get fibs. So I was very surprised at how accurately this stuck to fib levels, because whenever I projected this, there was none of this data. There was none of this data here. It was back before the all-time high breach. So it acted very, very accurately, and I speculated somewhere that, I think I posted on my Twitter, still there. I gave I gave top cycle projections. I think I said Bitcoin was going to be somewhere around like 72K, some shit like that. I was using my fib and a couple other different, methods of projecting here. So, I was projecting I do project long term as well. But, as far as, like I said, taking it day by day, I was stunned to see how I was following it. And I was like, you know what, this might be it here. And even now, we can see that as we close into it, we're running along some fib levels. It's getting tight. I mean, obviously, we're back to the 1-to-1 on this fib. And he's drawn his fib from a different level. Let me see. He drew from 48K to 17K. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You can draw fibs from different levels. I think that as time goes on, the larger the time frame, the more trustworthy the fib is. But traders constantly draw fibs, as price develops. So it's like older fibs, if they're not on larger time frames, they get washed away. People start disrespecting them. So the way I use it is mainly for a daily time frame and kind of like that. So there we go. That is what I got to say on fibs. And remember, guys, I don't know if you're new to the stream here. I don't know if you're just tuning in or if you're coming from, if you've been here from the start. But this is Q&A. Ask me anything. So I'll go ahead and close those changes so I don't lose any of my data there. And I'll go back to the 1 minute on Bybit. Because the 1 minute is where we can see shit happening. Can't really see shit happening on, I mean, at least in the stream. The stream is going to be like a little bit, oh wow. Alright, so our stream is actually coming up to about an hour now. Guys, if you have any questions, don't wait till the last second to start rushing them in there. But yeah, if we had this 1 hour candlestick showing, we'd only get one candlestick. If we had the 15-minute candlestick showing, we'd only get 4 of them. That's boring. So we'll go ahead and keep an eye on the 1 minute time frame. And we'll see. This is looks like our current range right here. EMAs are a little tied up. Price is consolidating. Where's it going to break? Nicholas, my boy Benson. Benson says, 17K highly defended as this is cost to mine 1 BTC according to Gray. Yeah, it's not gonna be too good if price drops down below that price, where I think it's going to be, like I said, some kind of quick move. Could be very quick. I think if it happens, it would happen, in a matter of a day or two. The price drops down. Hell, I could be wrong. It could take longer than that, but there's going to be some panic there. So a lot of sell-off pressure, a lot of panic right there. And then the people with the plans to buy are going to start their buying process where they're going to start buying. So if it breaks below that swing low and it drops below the cost to manufacture Bitcoin, then it could put a psychological, dent in the market. The big players could start taking action there, push it down a little bit lower, and then set up their buys for wherever they want to set them up to. If that's 10K, if that's 8K, who knows? It just said, yep, fib. Chineru says, I'm a crypto university student. I find it hard to scalp lower time frame, how to draw a chart. Can you give me your ideas on how to draw a lower time frame? Yeah, bro. So I mean, you want to start with drawing like I said, you want to start with a top down approach. You want to start on a larger time frame. And here I could see like now I'm on the 1 minute. This is kind of like the pulse. If you're in the crypto university, if you're a student, highly recommend you come to our trading sessions. We had one just this morning. I got 2 scalps in on Ethereum. They weren't the best scalps today. I was just telling them earlier. We had better trading sessions this week, but we had 3 trading sessions this week where we actually traded together live. So I mean, if you're a student, there's no reason you shouldn't be coming to those unless your schedule just doesn't allow it. But we have different training sessions. You should definitely come in, and I can show you. We can trade live together. But because it's really hard to talk about how I scalp when the market doesn't have my opportunity there, or if I have to look back into the time and find a place like, oh, let me cherry pick an opportunity to show you, because then it looks like shit doesn't work and I'm cherry picking data. But the reality of it is we have to wait for our signals. We study what's happened in the past, and then we see, okay, this is a signal. Based on this signal occurrence, this has happened. We see quantitatively how many times the percentage of that occurring positively in the way we want it to and negatively in the way we don't want it to has occurred. And then we can wager on that in the future, right? So that might sound a little bit confusing, and that's why it's hard to talk about a strategy or something like that when it's not present. So, just a couple ideas, like I was saying earlier, you can check in let me pull that up again. A couple ideas for you right here. We have trading techniques, trading strategies that I talk about in the Discord server, which you say you are in. And then we have scalping techniques right here, so you can scroll on up and look, real quickly about some scalping techniques, how to kind of trade a breakout. If you want to go through that, it's there. It's absolutely free. And I actually talked a little bit earlier about in this stream about how I use the EMAs. So you can just backtrack a little bit and watch that part where I talk about how to use them. I talked about this area in particular. So like I said, I don't like to cherry pick examples, but that is something that I probably would have acted on if I would have saw it. That was this morning, but I wasn't watching that opportunity. We came to trade at 9:30, so I showed up right here. Well, that's 9:31, but right here, this is what I saw when I opened my chart today. I was like, fuck. I literally had just missed that divergence. But if I would have been like a couple candlesticks earlier, I would have loved to have taken that. But, we ended up getting, like I said, we got a couple trades in there. And, yeah. Back up a little bit, brother, into the stream if you want to see how I like to use the EMAs to scalp. Mr. Chineru. And also come to our trading events. We have questions and answers in there too. All kinds of shit. We're building a strategy in our crypto and chill sessions. We're building a strategy. So, for 3 comma spots. Come check it out, man. We do a lot of cool shit in there. Alex Cordova says, can you do a 10-year candlestick? Then do fibs? Wait, what do you mean a 10-year candlestick? You want me to look at like one 10-year candlestick and do a fib, or do you want me to look at 10 years worth of data and then do a fib? Because I mean, you can, but like when a new swing high and swing low is created, the fib will be invalidated from one way or to the other. So like I said, traders draw them pretty much on every swing high and swing low. So you can draw a larger one like from way back when, once upon a time, but the thing about fibs is, like I said, if they become too outdated, remember, because just because the fib is there and it's telling you these lines are there, I mean, to some degree, it's going to have an effect. But not every fib is going to have an effect just because you draw it. If a lot of people aren't drawing it or a lot of people aren't looking at it, then there's not going to be as a big of reaction. So just think about, as more precise or specific or unique the situations become, the less people are going to be observing it, thus the less reaction is going to emit from it. That's logic. That's logic. We're following a logical sequence here. You know, the more people that observe something, like the RSI is observed by many traders, the MACD, those are observed by many traders. If it is below 30, if there is a divergence, if there is a bullish cross on the MACD, bearish cross, a lot of people are going to observe that. There's going to be more reactions based around that new information, right? So since a lot of people are observing that, they're processing new information and they're reacting to the information. Some people are managing trades, some people are initiating trades, some people are closing trades. So that's just kind of how that works in a nutshell. So if you want to draw a 10-year fib, you can. It's just it might not be used by a lot of traders, and it might take a long time to actually meet the ranges in there. Alex Cordova says, damn you. Genetic says, I don't use to get update. Alex Cordova says, just playing, bro. Probably should have read ahead on that. Well, I mean, like I said, you still can, but there you go. You got a little more information, too, out of your question. I can never tell if someone's just dicking around or not, so I don't, I always say there's not a stupid question because I have questions, too. At one point, I was here, and I was like, I didn't know how to read a candlestick. That was a long time ago, but I had questions, too, and I wish I had someone to give me answers, like someone to not yank my chain, not fucking steal my money. I got scammed a couple times too, man. Whenever I was here, trusted people to trade for me, old fund managers. They got me, man. They got me. They nipped me in the butt. So it was the learning process is tough. I'm still learning. I still learn a shitload. I try to learn something every day, but it's not like any question is a stupid question because whenever you don't know the answer, it's a valid question to you. So I'm never gonna. If I see a question in the comments, I'm never gonna shit on it unless I can, obviously tell it's a satirical question. But that one, I don't know. Try to give you guys what you come for. So yeah, no such thing as a stupid question. Ask your question, fellas. Alex, thanks for yanking my chain, giving us a laugh. Let me catch up on these comments here. Chinedu says, how do I get update on trading section and how many days in a week? What do you mean, how do you get update on trading section, brother? How do you get update? Like, when do we have the sessions? So if I'll come over here, bring this back up. So if you just come up here to the top, I mean, there's some stuff you can't see here, like all these tickets you won't be able to see. You're just going to be able to see the get support, get student role. There's some admin stuff like admins only you won't be able to see. But here at the top, we have the event board. You will be able to see this. If you're on mobile, it's going to be the same thing. Let's pull up my mobile real quick. Pull it up on the mobile. So yeah, if we come up here, it's going to be the same thing. We can see crypto. Well, it looks like it's going through kind of my green screen because I have a green screen effect on, so it's blocking out some colors. The screen emits green light, so it's blocking some of that out. But here at the top, we have events. So all you have to do is go to the Crypto University, go to the very top, look at the events, and you can see right here, this is in my time zone. So if you look at it in your phone, on your computer, it's going to tell you what it is in your time zone. So you don't even have to translate the time. It's perfect, man. Discord, it's very nifty. I love Discord does that. You can see we got a group announcement coming up on Monday. It's the weekend coming up. We're gonna maybe stream some fights. Sometimes we watch fights and shit. It's been a while since we watched fights in there, but one of my coaches at the gym where I train at, he's gonna be fighting on UFC Fight Pass tonight, or tomorrow night. So I might stream that in the Discord. But anyway, we got all these scheduled events. I try to plan at least 5 a week. Got 5 scheduled up right now, and then I'll start up the next. What is it? What is coming up? October? Yeah. I'll plan up October's events here soon, probably next week. But yeah, man, all you have to do is go right there to the events, and you can get immediately notified where the events are. So there you go. All right. Tigal says, speaking of 3 commas, have you tried the new template on Smart Trade? Yeah, dude, I saw that shit. Oh my god. I haven't actually set up a webhook. That's fucking crazy. I know that they have made it. Me and Balazs were just talking about that yesterday. But that's phenomenal, man. That's so crazy. Yes, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. I was just thinking, so I was looking at this, for example. So we'll just take a quick look at that, for example. I do have 3 commas open. Not really going to show the webhook, but I want to show this because this is like where I noticed that it's going to be very helpful for me. So like if I'm looking at a pattern, I've identified this descending wedge, this falling wedge here. So I want to trade this falling wedge, but I could be asleep at some time or whatever the case is. So now, like whenever I was using 3 commas to do this on Smart Trade, you could do it, just by manually projecting where a price would be. But if I was looking at if I was looking at it for right here, for example, and I'm like, hey, I want to enter when price crosses this line with a stop loss below this line. I want to do that and then target to the upside. But, I can't always see where that is. So I would have to set up a limit order or a conditional trigger based upon something, or set up a bot for it. Even set up a bot. I've done that. I've set up so many bots based off trend line breaks, DCA bots. But that's neither here nor there. Now I can set up an alert on this trend line. So I set up the alert, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm on replay mode. Anyway, I set up the alert, blah, blah, blah. And so I measure this distance here. So this distance is going to be, 2.35%. So pretty much this channel is about a 2.5% channel. So at any point when price crosses this trend line, to the other side of it, it's 2.5% to the downside. So I could set up an entry with a 2.5% stop loss and 0.5% take profit conditions. So, with every step of the way, every time price progresses 0.5% from the entry, it initiates take profits, or whatever it is, 1%, 2%. I can set up a take profit goals all the way up to whatever I think my range is, and I can see here it's about 11%. If price doesn't cross this line, I'm just gonna project into the future. If price doesn't cross this line till way down here, max range on this is gonna be 8.4%. So I could set up an 8.4% TP with a 2.5% stop loss based on this trend line every single time, and I put crossing down. I have to put that indication every single time I put that. The fucking Smart Trade would trigger. That was the first observation I made on it, because obviously we just found out about this yesterday and CRO hadn't broke yet. So, if I was playing this forward, boom, price touches right there. And I have a 2.5% stop loss. And I have take profit targets along the way. So when the take profit targets are filled, stop loss, trailing stop loss is activated. Boom, falls out. We get closed out right there. Price falls into the range again. Again, the entry is triggered, 2.5% stop loss, which means if price falls below this line, it's going to close out. Even two for a close, without putting a 2.5% stop loss. I can put another alert here for another conditional market order, and I say, okay, if price crosses this line, enter. If it crosses the second line, exit. Because that means price is breaking down on the formation, not usually how it does, because when we see a falling wedge, we're waiting for it to break out. That's why it's more confident. You can have more confidence taking longs from the bottom. You can short from the top, but whenever we're watching this formation, we want to take longs from the bottom, because that's where we have higher success rate, because we know the probability of price breaking out of this formation in a positive direction. It may not go all the way back up here, but at least breaking out of this formation is highly likely based on my studies and observations. So then I can put this as my stop loss, say, hey, if price enters here but breaks all the way down, I want out of the trade. But, if it's in this range, I'm going to enter to the long, and then boom, man, it just starts taking profits for me all the fucking time. Damn. I can't wait till the next time I see, I'm looking like a hawk in the assets that I want to observe for a formidable pattern, so that way I can test this. I have not tested it yet, but that's how I envision using it. That's one of the ways I envision using it, and I think there's a fuck ton more ways you can use it. You can set it up for any EMA cross. You could set it up for, if I just get out of here, like literally anything you have an alert for. If you want to if you like trading, let me see, let me just put, what are we using here? I'm going to use the EMA cross, so I'm going to add an alert here. If I want to use the EMA 1, which is right now for me the 9 EMA, and I want it whenever it crosses up on the value of the 26 EMA, because that's the second one, which means when the red line crosses the green line here, I want it to take a position. I could do that. I could put the webhook in right here, and then I go make the Smart Trade template, right? What do I want it to be? 0.5% stop loss with 1% profit? Whatever I want it to be. And then every time the 9 and the 26 cross, I don't need a bot for it anymore. I can just have one Smart Trade executed every time the 9 and the 26 cross, or every time the 50 and the 200 cross. Whatever your strategy is, you can implement it for one singular trade. That's badass. Now, it is lacking a little bit because you cannot use those templates to create a manual trade. So, for example, if I was watching this and I did not have an alert set and no webhook connected, then I could not manually say, I could not grab that template in a flash, which would be really fucking helpful, and just be like, click, and then the trade initiates. They say they're working on that. It's already been addressed that they're working on that. So let's not give them a tough time. It's coming. So far, this is an amazing implementation, and I fucking love it. 3 commas is the shit. If you want to use 3 commas, I would never show you some shit you don't need. Bro, I have tons of messages, trash-ass messages in my inbox from projects like CryptoKitties. I don't know. There's tons of people. Let me go through here and see if I have any recent ones. Well, I delete a lot of shit all the time. Some Greg Elliott co-operation suggestion. CEO of Play to Earn Limited offering me some shit talking about how much money do you want to make an advertisement. I don't fucking fuck with them altcoins. I don't make that shit on here. Look, let me see. Just so you know, I ain't dicking around too. Look, where'd that shit go? This is the most recent one. Greg Elliott, cooperation suggestion. I don't know if you can really see that, but maybe you could like pause it later and see. Like, these dudes always hit me up to put bullshit on my YouTube channel, and I'm not gonna put bullshit on my YouTube channel. 3 commas is not bullshit. 3 commas is fucking legit, man. It's an amazing platform to help automate your trading. I'm looking for another one, but you know, I'm here on September 4th now, and I don't see anyone. But yeah, oh yeah, here, advertising manager. This is the CryptoKitties one. Hi, my name is Jacob. I'm some stupid ass from CryptoKitties, and we're selling bullshit to people who want to buy bullshit. So yeah, we don't do that. But anyway, 3 commas is the shit. If you want to give it a free a trial, you can use the link down below, and you can get a free trial on it. 3 days. You can see what it's like. It has smart trading, dude. It's so fucking powerful. You know, if you use my link, you get a discount. I'm not gonna try and sell it to you. It's enough about the link. I'm telling you, 3 commas is the shit. That would be super duper fucking. It would be super duper fucking cool if you got 3 commas, because you'll be able to do a lot of stuff. It takes a while to learn. You know, just like anything, when you get a tool, if you don't know how to use it, it's going to take you a while to learn how to use it. But it's an amazing fucking tool. All right, and that's enough shilling 3 commas. So, let me see where we are now in the chat. So, let me see. My boy Alex Cordova says, do I have access to all the sections in Discord for free, or is there a membership? So, I don't know if you're talking about mine or Crypto University. My Discord right now, currently, for free. I do have YouTube supporters, so they have like their own little section. So my boy T-Cal right here, he has like YouTube supporters. Supporters is $2.99 a month. It's not really that popping right now. But as far as Crypto University goes, if that's what you're asking about, yes, the students only sections right now is if you purchase a course, and they will be updating to memberships soon. So I'm a partner of CU, and right here you can see the students only channels, because you know I have them on my deal. If you don't see this, and if you purchased a course, then you need to go right here to get student roll. You come right here and get your student roll right here. You come right here and you grab a little ticket, and we'll get you situated. You got to submit your course information number or your student email, and we'll get you all fixed up. If you are a student and you don't have access to these channels right here, because this is a students only category, and our NFT drip is also students only. So those are restricted in Crypto University. But in my server, in the spot, we have all this shit for free, and then the daily YouTubers have their own little spot too. So those are just my little. I think it's like $2.99. I don't even think it's $3.99 for supporters. So it really means a lot to me. Like T-Cal's giving me $2.99 per month. I'm not fucking buying a Bugatti off that shit, but it helps, man. Thank you for supporting me. I appreciate the support. Whenever shit gets bigger, whenever the income grows, the content's gonna get better. I have all kinds of shit planned that I want to do. You know, I want to go like, I want to go out to the city more, because I live in Austin, so there's a lot of people here that I can help with, educate crypto, about crypto. But you know, we need some more in the budget, but that'll come when it comes. Thank you guys who are here. Even if you're not a supporter, even if you're watching this, you are a supporter. Even if you're just simply watching the stream, you're a supporter. If you left a comment, you're a supporter. If you asked a question, you're a supporter. So thank you so much, guys, for being here and for supporting me. And one more shout out to T-Cal for being a legit paid supporter. My man. Thanks, T-Cal. Larisha Adonis says, Fibs is actually a trend following indicator, best to use in a trending market. So there we go, from the Woman himself. From the G-Man, because remember, G-Man's on his wife's account there. So kind of makes sense. If you were using a 10-year fib, then you really wouldn't, people wouldn't be following that trend anymore. So as it becomes outdated, less people are using it. So you want to apply it while the market is trending. T-Gal says, even ID if it wicks down. Maybe that's a little bit of a typo there, but it says, even if it wicks down and you are stopped out, you can set it up to go back in when it crosses back up. This is a dream come true. Yes, dude, it's fine. I haven't created a trade yet, man. I didn't know that. I just got the email from him yesterday. Is my 3 commas open? Yeah, I'm on my paper trading account anyway. Look, I just got this yesterday. It says, be the first to tell your followers about our August update. August update all the way at the end of September. So I come over to the blog and I'm like, oh, you know what? What is that? I don't need to know what the weather is like right now. So yeah, I'm like, what the heck? Why is all this information, just being given to me? Look. So anyway, there's I'll link the article if you want to read that. If anybody wants to read the article too. Oh, whoops. There's my live stream YouTube right there. So I got to switch back over here to see you guys. There y'all are. All right. So there's that article if you want to get the official information. But yeah, they just told me about it yesterday. And I run the beta. So we found out too, if you don't have the beta tester on in your settings, you're not going to get to test beta features. I run the beta tester. And I did not see that until yesterday, even though they say this is an August update. So I don't know what the deal is. Maybe someone meant to put September update. And I don't know what the fuck, what happened there. But it's a new update. I'm looking to create a shitload of content specifically around that just for you guys to show you how to use it. We had a hypothetical situation a while ago, but I really, really am going to. I'm going to document myself as I create these, and then when the trades execute, I'll get that part of the video, put it all together, and I'll get it out there for you guys to see how to use. That's something I'm really, really looking forward to. That's like one of the craziest updates to happen in a long time. Doesn't seem like it's that much different from a DCA bot. I mean, even from my perspective, it was just fucking annoying having to use a DCA bot for every single trigger that I wanted to use. So now I can tweak it a little bit more, because also with DCA bots, there's like this mentality that I don't want to use a stop loss because I could just DCA out of it. But this way works much better for risk management, because now I know I could just set up multiple take profits and just be on my way. So that's we're going to see. We're going to see. And Benson says, average percent profit per month on 3 commas. So it kind of depends on what the market's doing. If you have a bunch of futures bots in a bear market, you can make a lot more money. When it's a bull market, obviously you can make a shitload of money very easily, even in a spot market. So I think like the best performing bots I ever had, it was like 6 to 8 months. I don't remember exactly how long, but I was able to 2x a portfolio. So took it from 3,000 to 6,000 on spot with bots in 6 to 8 months, give or so, in a spot portfolio, pushing not extreme conditions on the bots in a strong bullish market. Now, in a futures attempt with futures bots, I've actually 2x'd an account, which I knew I was pushing it to liquidate it. So I only funded the account with $100. I was going to see how far I can grow it, running very, very, very extreme bot conditions. Like, fucking, you're going to get liquidated in a heartbeat if the market even moves a hair against you. So in 7 days, it 2x'd, went from 100 to $200. Could have done that with any amount of money. But on the 11th day, it liquidated. So that was that. So you can do a lot of shit with 3 commas. The average profit per month, it's going to be hard just to say, because it's going to be dependent upon the market. If we're in a strong uptrend, you can make a shitload of money. If we're in a strong downtrend like we've been in the past few months, you have to rely more so on futures bots if you want to make longs, because long bots aren't so successful in shorts, in downtrends. And you can't really make too many short bots without holding a bunch of the asset. Because you can't just, for example, I see Chainlink is downtrending and I want to short it. I'd have to do that on futures, which I'd have to manage my risk very carefully if I didn't own it. If I didn't own any Chainlink. I can't buy Chainlink just to create a bot to short it. That doesn't make any fucking sense. There's no point in doing that at all. So, if you are holding an asset, like if you, for example, you got a bag of mana, if you believe in, what is that, Decentraland, and you got a bag of mana, then you're like, hey, you know what? I want this mana, but price of it's going down. I'll just set up a short bot to help me profit on the way down. That's totally cool. But if you don't own the mana, it doesn't make sense to buy mana and set up a short bot. So you have to set up, you know, all depends on the market, depends on your configurations, depend who you learn from, and who you got to work with, brother. But yeah, man. Oh, and by the way, those templates that created, the bots that generated 2x, the safe spot bots in a bull market are templates in the bot course for 3 combos, which I'm going to be changing those up soon, actually. So, going to be updating the templates, going to be updating the whole fucking course. 2023 is going to come with major overhauls on the Crypto University courses. So, let's see what we got here, guys. Looks like we are coming to an end of comments here and questions. We're a little bit over 1 hour runtime, so if anyone has any burning desires, I'm not sure how many people are here right now with us still, but if anyone has any questions they want to ask, anything they need to get off their chest, or they're going to go home and overcook the turkey, that's code word so we don't get banned around here, but if anyone has any questions they want to ask, guys, we can go ahead and ask them now. Let me see, I'm going to show everyone the fancy studio again because we need more than just an intro for that studio. So yes, now I'm acting like I'm sitting at the desk behind the studio. So yeah, hopefully I look properly portioned. The studio looks lit. And we took a look at Bitcoin. I don't think I talked about Ethereum, but solid on the 1 minute anyway. Answered some questions. Let me know what's going on, guys. Any burning desires? I'm going through the rest of your comments now. So we got Tikal says, I tried spot shorting in my early days. I felt so stupid. You know, it's not hard to short spot, dude, if you have a desire to own the asset and you already own it before a downtrend occurs. Then you just have to short sell a rally. You sell it, and when it goes lower, you buy more than what you sold. Goes up again, has a little pump, you're selling it, and then it goes down. You just simple process. Just if you're shorting something on spot, you have a strong connection to that asset 'cause you're watching it constantly and you know what's gonna happen, brother. It'll be very good for you to try it. Try it. Very small amount of money. Try it. And let me see. Benson says, cool, nice one, man. Peace out. Later, Benson. See you later, bro. Later, Benson. I don't know if he's already out of here. Decal says, but I think if you short alt versus BTC ETH or BSC, then makes sense. Well, you know, you can. Yeah, it's a very good point that you bring up. So, you know, it just depends upon what kind of trader you are, what kind of strategy you like to use, what you're most comfortable with. Some people are more comfortable taking shorts than they are long. Some people only look for shorts. Some people are fluid like water, and they see what's going on, and they make their moves. They can go long and short. Maybe some of them can at the same time. My boy TCal. Oh, we already got that one. But anyway, he's still my boy TCal. Israel says, been a while since I overcooked the turkey. That's good, brother. That's good. Don't be overcooking the turkey. TCal says, since. Ricky Spanish says, behind the scenes. Well, all right, fellas. If that's all the questions we got for today, we can go ahead and call it. Next event, how to draw valid trend lines. You know what? I should have got a picture for that so I could put it up in this box right here. In this box where the Bitcoin is. Where is it? Yeah. Right there. In this box where Bitcoin is, right here. Right here. I should have put that thumbnail for the next event. But next week, we're going to be doing how to draw valid trend lines. So if you don't know how to draw valid trend lines, I'm going to show you how to do it. For free. For free. Guys, I'm telling you, it's good. It's going to be good stuff. So I better see you next week. And I'll get some other events scheduled too. So, big deuce, my boy Ricky Spanish, Jamie, I need you to roll us out. Big deuce, brothers. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Thanks, everyone, for coming.